of SPSS from what we have covered up to now. And this is a wonderful opportunity. This is a wonderful opportunity actually to remind ourselves about SPSS. For me, I'm not focusing on us finishing, but I'm focusing on us understanding the foundation. The foundation is more important. If you understand the foundation, other things you can be able even to learn by your own while you interact with the platform. So the foundation is what I focus on. So today we'll be repeating what we've been covering in SPSS. So in case you face any challenge, now Rose is also here. Becky will also be able to chip in, and that's way is how we want to go about it. So Rose, thank you for joining.
Emmanuel,
Yes,
I don't know even I'll be in a position. I'm requesting if you can allow her
yes,
to guide us through because
yes.
I began reading on Friday
Okay,
and I'm not yet conversant with it.
okay, that's okay, that's okay. So Rose, what we just want is like just a recap of SPSS, what we have covered so far. So you can come up with your own scenario, be it maybe employee data, be it any survey that you just come with up with it in your mind. Show us how to like assume that we don't have an idea about SPSS. So like now you take the lead and show us where we can find data view, where you can find variable view, how we insert the variables, which are the variable types, how do we type the variables in, does it allow spaces. From there, take us into variable types. The types tell us numeric, string, date. From there, tell us why we need labels for variables. What do they do? In your scenarios that you are choosing, have things that can accommodate values where you can have one for maybe male, one, two for female, things like that. Tell us the difference between measure, ordinal, and the nominal, and then now go to the variable to the data view and now key in like 5 rows. So are you able to do that, Becky?
Hi, I can try.
Yeah, try. We'll be able to guide you if you get any challenge. Yes, yes. I like that. Let's go.
When you say come up with a scenario, do you mean I just explain what we already did or I
No,
start afresh?
you start afresh. Like you open a blank SPSS. So you open a blank SPSS, like the one I have here. Yeah, the blank spaces, like this one. Tell us what do we get? Like you introduce us to SPSS. When we come to data view, what do we see? When we come to variable view, what do we see? Now come up with a scenario. Start here. Type a variable of that scenario. If a scenario is about employees, maybe this will be employee ID or employee name. Maybe you'll need salary, employee name. What will you need? Department. What will you need? So you come up with your own scenario. Create the variables, do everything into the labels, into the measures, and tell us why scale and not nominal. And then now give us a label and tell us why do we need a label. And then from there, come now to the data view, key in 5 rows. We can help you. So we are together in this. So yeah,
Okay.
that's what we just want to do today. Like there's no need for us to go forward while we are not conversant with the foundation. Foundation is more important than going forward. Let's go.
Should I share my screen?
Yes, I stopped sharing mine.
Okay. 1 minute.
Yeah. We are patiently waiting.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, so first of all, we say that first of all we defined SPSS, which is statistical package for social sciences. variable view, the data view. And the variable view is the most important one, and it has name, type, with decimal. Yeah. So name, under name we put the variable name. For example, give me an example.
Yeah, so first tell us the scenario, then we can give you the variables. Tell us your scenario you are focusing on. You see,
Well,
before you enter data, you must collect it. Before you collect
yeah,
data, you must have a business problem. So what's the problem? The problem is maybe you want to gather maybe satisfaction rate about employees. So we will know that you're talking about employees. Now we will know that you need A, B, C, D, like that.
yeah. So let's say we have a scenario where we are collecting data in a supermarket, and we want to know customer satisfaction. Yeah. So,
Okay.
for example, you take
So we
five
need customer
customers.
ID.
Yeah. We interview five customers, and let's say
Mm,
customer.
mm. So we'll have customer ID.
Also, you have to note that when naming variables, you can't space, and you have to start with a letter. So that is what I've done here. There's no space. And then,
Thank you for letting us know. We are noting down.
yeah, so under type, we have several. We have numeric, comma, dot, like that, date. So, for example, customer ID will handle numbers, so it will be numeric. Uh, for width, we say it's, for example, there will be 8 figures in the customer ID number. If you want less, you can put like 3 or 4. And then for decimal places, you can put the number of decimal places you want. I'll just leave it like that. And then okay. Uh, label is how the name, the customer ID name will appear in the data view. So you have to label it in such a way that someone will understand. So I'll just say customer ID still. Yeah. Values as well. You want to, this will not apply here, but we'll apply it later. If you want to set a condition. Am I right?
So the values are good if you want to apply categories. Definitely conditions, yeah, is still okay. Like you might have a question that requires a logic. Maybe it's a yes, no. Or if it is category, maybe you're talking about gender, male, female, marital status, married, not married, and so on.
And then the missing part, you will apply it if you have missing values. You'll say, for example, you write NA if there are missing values, etc. Columns. I've forgotten columns.
So you can test. So if you forget, you test and see what the effect it causes. Then you will remember.
Uh,
You can put a very large value and compare what effect does it have in the data view. And then you will remember.
okay. So it's basically the number of columns you want in the data view,
Have you checked?
right? Let me try a smaller one. It's
Yes,
easier
try
to
a
see.
smaller one. So what it means is not the number of characters, but the size of the column. Like how wide should the column be? How thin or how narrow should the column be? If you talk about the number of characters, then you'll be talking about the width.
Oh, yeah.
That's the difference between width and the column. So the width in this essence, the width means the number of characters that you should accept for ID. Let's say maybe for national ID for Kenyan citizens is maybe let's say 8 characters, not 8 characters, but 8 digits. So you can restrict that by width. So width will mean that you can only take 8 entries in that particular cell. But column means the wideness, how wide. Yes. So you can proceed. That's okay.
Okay, and then a line, it's whether you want the other side to be left aligned, right aligned, or to be in the center. So, for example, let's try center. But we don't have data yet, so we try again late. Can I proceed to measure?
Yes.
Under measure, we have scale, ordinal, and nominal. For scale, we apply it when you have numbers with meaning. For example, age, income, and such. Ordinal is basically just ordered data and ranked categories like education level. You can have primary, secondary, university, and such. Nominal is also for categorical data, but without order, such as gender. We cannot have order for gender, for male or female. Yeah. And then role. Did we really explain role?
Yeah, I explained about role in the even in the last classes. So I explained about independent and dependent, input and target. So input is an independent. So I will explain that maybe in the coming session. So no worries if you can't remember.
Okay. So next we can say gender.
Yeah, gender, or if we need customer name, we can still also have customer name, but you can have gender there. If you already have customer ID, is a good unique identifier.
Gender is a string. So we'll put string. String basically means it's a name.
Yeah.
So name. Okay. Label. Gender of the customer, or we can just leave it as gender or customer gender. I can just leave it as gender. And then here we can apply values, value labels. For example, we can say 1 if it's male, and then you add, and then 2 for female. Sorry.
So you need to ensure that you add first before you click on OK. So if you go to 2, you need also to ensure you add first before you click OK.
We can put them all to be right. Gender will be nominal because order we cannot put gender into orders, so that will just remain like that. And then next, we can say age maybe.
Yes, we can have age.
Of course, age is numeric, so it will remain like that. Uh, we can put decimal to 0. Label age of the customer. We won't need values for age. Uh, measure. Measure, you can just leave it as scale. I don't think we can categorize age. Next, what other variable can we use?
So another variable can be product. Maybe the product the customer bought. So we can have it as product. Product can be what?
String.
Yeah, product is string. Then there is where you
Label
define.
the product bought.
Yeah.
Right. I think product is also nominal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then price.
Price, we use currency or dollar.
Whichever you can choose. If it's in Kenya shillings, then you have to go to custom currency. If it's in dollars, you go to dollar.
Label price of the product. Let me see what I find right. I think it's scale. Is price scale?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
scale. Then we can have
Mhm.
units sold.
Oh,
You
sorry,
see?
sorry. I put a
Yes.
space. Unit sold. Unit sold is also numeric.
Mm.
And then under label is where you can now put space. Unit sold. Right. That is also scale. Really.
Okay, so I think what do you think else? What's remaining? Product description, but is not important because it's just going to be string. So now that we have product, maybe product category. Yeah, product category. Let's have product category. Yeah, so product category.
You can categorize it so it will be ordinal.
Not really, because there is no rank. It is just category, but no rank.
Okay.
So yeah, we can have that. And remember, we will use this for the coming session. So now we have this. So I think this is enough for now for our learning. So we will use it for the coming session. So we can now go to the data view. Is there any question here before you go to data view? Sharon?
There is no question. I'll go and understand when I'm supposed to use numeric string.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to know when you should use numeric, when you should use string. So under
Okay.
types, we have numeric. Numeric will come by default. Numeric means that either the entry for that particular column is a discrete, which means it's a whole number, or it's a continuous number, which means it contains decimal places. That's when you use numeric. And that's why you see under customer ID, if customer ID is going to be totally numbers, then it's categorized under numeric. But if it's going to contain letters like A, K, and something like that, K0, 1, 2, 3, then that will need to be a string because it contains at least a text. A text like a character. Then gender, male, female, these are just texts. That's what we call now string. Anything that is text is string. Anything that is number is numeric. That's the difference. That's why you see age is numeric. Product is just a string. Like you're talking about a product. Maybe a product in a supermarket, you might be talking about a soap, you might be talking about a bread, you might be talking about a fruit, a mango, and so on. So those ones are just text. Price is numeric because price must be a particular value. Unit sold is the count, how many products that did the customer purchase. Product category, this will now be a string. Why? Because it's a category. It might be maybe about fruits. Maybe it's now mango, apple, category of fruits. It might be a home, maybe utensils. Uh, Maybe this could be plates, you see, kettle, and so on. So you just categorize your products into categories. That will be string. Now you'll also need to look at the difference between scale, measure, and ordinal. Scale, we said, is for all numeric cases need to take scale. All numeric cases need to take scale. That way, it is easier for you to directly understand. All numeric cases should take scale. Then from there, um, we have ordinal. Ordinal means that the data is categorical, but it has order. From the word ordinal, order. Then for nominal is just normal. It's categorical, but it's normal. No order at all. So that's the difference. You need to look at that. Once you master that, you'll now be a master of developing data entry questionnaires. And then this will also help you in data entry processes. Okay, that's it. Now we can make some submissions here. Let's make 5 submissions here for this study. Can you proceed? Rose.
So let me remove the decimal in custom ID.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you can just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then gender, said 1 for male, 2 for female. Let's say Yeah, we also said you can press this to see the actual to confirm
Yes, yes.
age. Um, product. Let's say bread. Um, what other products can I say? Uh,
Yeah, so yeah, product definitely. You can give products that you can easily give categories to them. So I know you ladies understand products more, so you know the categories. So let me keep quiet.
sweets. Uh, category. I'm stuck.
Mean one customer purchased 200 sodas. It's possible anyway.
Wholesale. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
For categories,
So
let's
categories are
see.
based on the products you provided.
Okay.
So definitely you should be aware.
Rose,
Wow. We were helping each other.
Yeah, so
Rose,
there, Sharon, you can also chip in because you know these things.
I feel that maybe you could categorize, for example, detergents, mm,
Do you have any
pasta,
detergent here? I can't see a detergent. Or you can start with the categories first, then you come to products.
because categories is where you have,
So maybe soda is a beverage.
yes, chocolate is what?
Ha ha ha.
We can say sugary products.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh, wait, that?
You have product limits.
Which category?
Hope, Sharon, you see why she's increasing the
Yes,
number of
I'm
characters to be
understanding.
allowed. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Rice. What category is rice?
Okay.
carbohydrate.
It's good carbohydrates.
And we can say cereals. And then soda, you say beverage.
Cereals.
We're
Okay.
done.
Yeah, yeah. So you are done. That's wonderful. Now, now you see, why are we doing this? We are doing this because when you are tasked with setting up questionnaires, remember, as a data analyst, you will not only just analyze data that has been provided to you, but rather you will develop questionnaires that will need to collect the data. The questionnaires might be online questionnaires or might be the manual questionnaires. Electronic questionnaires is easier because you'll just develop them. And of course, while developing them, you need to have the analysis in mind. How are you going to analyze this data that you're preparing questionnaire for? How are you going to achieve the objectives? That will give you even a hint on how you should ask the questions. If you don't know how you can analyze that data, then you might ask bogus questions that you might not really get get insights from it. That's why we have to formulate scenarios from scratch so that we can understand why we need to know this. And then you need to know now, in this kind of data, there is no question that has been asked yet, but what are some of the questions that I can answer based on my data? In some cases, you will not be told, like, find us for this, find us for this, but rather, you have set the questionnaire. The data has been collected. Now you are a data analyst, you are a business analyst. You need to derive insights from this data that will help power decision making for the business. You need to tell us what in terms of sales, like, who are buying more? Are they female or are they male? What about the age? Can we say like the adults are buying more than the young? What about the product? Can we say that this particular product is selling more than the other product? What about the product category? Can we say the particular product category is selling more than the other particular product category? What about the buying habit? Can we say that our customers are purchasing this product together with this? When this ends, this one also ends? Or this customer purchases this product together with this every time he comes to purchase? What is it can we get from data? So yes, so that is it about data. That is it about data entry. You learn how to formulate the questionnaires. You learn how to set up the data entry template. And then now you start analyzing this data. Part of the assignment for today will be to fill this data to up to 20 submissions. So you need to fill this data up to 20 submissions. But before then, we need to go a step further to what we covered in the previous last two sessions. We talked about code book in SPSS. Why is code book important? It helps you understand if there is any inaccuracy, inconsistency in your data before doing an analysis. Code book will help you know how many male do you have, how many female do you have, and if there is any typo, you'll be able to know. Like we have one typo, or we have a missing value, and then you can know, is this missing value by choice or is it a mistake? Be it on age, be it on gender, be it on the product, be it on even the customer ID, be it on the price, because sometimes you might have a data of up to 10,000 and you cannot easily see a missing value. So you need to first perform code booking. And how do you perform code book? You go to analyze. You go to analyze, and then from now analyze is where you'll be able to see reports. So under reports is where you are able to click on code book. So code book can happen on all the variables. So you can take all the variables to the code book variables. But of course you can take just a few if you want. But it's good to take all so that you can assess the condition across all the variables. So just take all by holding on the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and then you either drag or you press that arrow will move them to the right. So you click on the first one, you click on the last one while holding shift. That's when you will be able to move all of them once. You hold shift, last one, first one, first one, last one. You hold shift without releasing it. Hold shift without releasing it. And then now click on the arrow. That will be able to move everything to the right. Then you click on OK. Then now you get an output summary of every variable. So you'll be told in the code book the standard attributes. You'll be told the position of this column 1. What is the label of this variable? What is the type of this variable? You'll be told the format, the measure. You'll be told the role. You'll be told how many valid cases do you have. And you'll also be told how many missing values do you have in this particular variable. From there, you'll go to central tendency. In the central tendency and dispersion, if the data is numerical, then you'll be told what's the mean, what is the standard deviation. These are like the very key descriptive statistics or summary statistics about this variable if it is numeric. If it is categorical, then you will not be, if it is like string, you will not have those scenarios of central tendency and dispersion. Gender is a categorical variable, so you'll be told the position of this, and then you'll be told the label, you'll be told the type, you'll be told the format, you'll be told the measurement as nominal, ordinal, and so on. So this one helps you even if you are not the one who maybe collected the data, or you're not the one who did the data entry, you'll have an idea of what this data is all about. So this is a very crucial step that usually needs to happen before performing any data analysis. So this is very, very important to note. So you'll be told the measure, the role, and then now the valid values. So you'll be told how many one, and one stands for what? Male. And how many male do you have? And which percentage does this male contribute to the entire data? You'll go to number 2. 2 you'll be told is female. How many female people do we have in this data? Female customers. What is their percentage? Without even performing any analysis, you'll be able to know 40% of our customers are female and 60% of our customers are male. A very crucial step in data analysis process. From there, now you can perform some descriptive statistics like now frequency, where you'll need to go to analyze. You need to go to analyze.
Can I close this?
You can close it without saving the output. So just go to analyze. you go to descriptive statistics, you go to frequencies. So why frequencies? Frequencies are crucial for categorical data because frequency like counts the number of occurrence of a particular sub-entry in the product. If you want to know how many male and how many female do you have, these are categorical scenarios. Now you can use frequencies. If you're talking about scale, things to do with scale, then you'll be talking about descriptives. But if you're talking about nominal and ordinal, then you need to look at frequencies. So it will be able to tell you how many male do you have, how many products do you like, the count of each product. If the products are repetitive for different customers, you'll be able to know that these products have been sold for these different customers. You'll know the frequency. How many times has this product been mentioned? If it's categories, you'll also know which category is selling more, product category selling more. If you're talking about units sold, then you need to talk about descriptives because you'll be interested in things like mean, standard deviation, maybe sum, and so on. You can take gender to the variable side. So if you need to learn more about frequencies, consider watching the previous videos. We talked about a particular session on frequency and another session on descriptives. Click on statistics. So on statistics, here is where you can choose what you want to know about this particular variable. So if this variable is categorical, you might need to know just the mode. Because if you're talking about gender, then you can't talk about the sum of gender. You can't talk about the mean of gender. What are you measuring? You can't talk about the variance. These are basically for a scale. Then from there, you can click on continue. And then you can go to charts where you can choose your standard chart that you want. So here you can choose the chart. Either is a bar chart, especially for categorical data that has categorical data with minimum categories. Always go for a pie chart. Categorical data with more than 3 to going to 4 or 5, consider bar chart. Because pie charts now becomes difficult to interpret, but bar chart will show you easily the difference. But if your data is continuous, like a scale, then you can go for a histogram to see the distribution of data across a normal distribution. So then you click on continue. If you want to show the chart values as frequencies, you select frequencies while still on the chart. If you want to show the chart value as percentages, then you can click on percentages while still on chart there on the chart side. Then once you are done now with that, now you can check displays frequency table and then you click on OK. So that way we'll be able to show you your frequency about that particular variable that you have selected. But of course, there's nothing that can go wrong. You can try around, play around with other values. Now you can see it gives you descriptive statistics. So it gives you statistics. How many valid cases do you have? How many missing do you have? And then from there, now it talks about gender. So in gender, it tells you how many male do you have, how many female do you have, and what's the total. Gives you the percentages. Gives you the simple bar chart. If it's not good enough, you can edit it here, or if not still good enough, you can still copy that gender table, take it to Excel, and then now design a bar chart from Excel, because Excel has a lot of flexibility in editing your chart. And that's how you can play around with these tools. That's why you need to know like both. So there is usually a good tool for this, but there's again another tool that is better in performing a task. SPSS is good in advanced analysis, yes, but in terms of visualization, has small limitations. Limited customization of the visuals, which you can perform well in Excel. That's why you learn Excel, then you learn SPSS, so you have flexibility. And then in the next month, you'll be learning about Power BI, where you'll also see how flexible you become in data visualization and business intelligence. And that's what we've covered for frequencies. We can go still to analyze, and let's perform Just go from there. No, you don't necessarily need to close. Just go to analyze from there, go to descriptive statistics, then go to descriptives. So you have seen what, if you need more about frequencies, look for a session on frequencies. Is there on the recordings. Here you will see that for descriptives, you are only provided with scale data. Why? You can't talk about mean on categorical data. You can't talk about like measures of dispersion and measures of central tendons in categorical data. So you'll need to talk about a scale data. So take something like age. You take it to variable. Age to the variable. You can go to options if you want. You can go to options and just check maybe what are you interested in this age. Do you want the total sum of age? Do you want the mean age of your customers? Do you want the minimum age? Do you want the maximum? Do you want to know the range? Do you want to know the variance? Are you interested in distributions like kurtosis and skewness? And then you just click on continue. Just click on continue. So once you are done, you just click on OK. And then from there, you'll see and now a descriptive table for you, showing you age of the customers. It is telling you the minimum customer that you have age is 10, maximum is 40. What's their mean age? On roughly, so you can talk about the mean age of my customers is 25 years with confidence because this is based on data that you have. How far away are these your customers away from the overall representation, which is the mean? They are 11.705 away. So that's what we call standard deviation, measure of dispersion. How far away are these 10 and 40? So that's the average far away, which is around 11.705. Yeah, and now that is it. That's what we have covered in SPSS from start to where we are. Now, I wanted us to have this session so that we can have a recap so that you can now, when you go through the recordings, it can be easier for you to relate. And then from there, ensure you fill your data up to 20 submissions. So fill your data up to 20 submissions and ensure that there is fair distribution in your submissions so that we can have a fair, like, not that we don't need 50-50, like we can't have male 50 and female 50. We need like a 60-40 representation or something like 70-30 representation. So you need to ensure that that is okay. And then now when we meet for the next session, now we can now look at another detailed analysis about this data. So we'll now be proceeding with data on this. Now for you to do us a favor, Rose, you'll need to share this template. This not template, but rather this data template with us. So you'll share this on email and also on WhatsApp, and then I'll upload it in the classroom. Then they can now proceed filling from there. Is that okay?
Okay, I'll share it.
Any question? Any question? Rose?
Not really.
Any difficulties? Any challenges?
Mhm. The things I had forgotten, you have reminded me. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Uh, Sharon, any challenge? Is it okay
Um,
now?
yeah, I'm now seeing light.
Yes, you're now seeing lights.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So, you have a nice evening. So, let's meet on Wednesday. Not really on Wednesday. Wednesday is tomorrow. So let's meet on Thursday, and now look at, yeah, something to add on this. So that's why I wanted us to have a recap rather than us going forward. Let's see, because with this foundation, when now I give you data, you can confidently search in the internet and understand what SPSS is. Without this foundation, because this foundation is not mentioned easily in the internet. So you need this foundation. Then now you can use internet now to learn more. When you are given a data set, how do you go about it? How do you start the analysis of this data set? Where do you get some data visualization? So in the next session, we'll be seeing how we can create other variables from existing variables. For example, if you want to get amount from unit sold and price, how do you go about that? That's what we are going to do. If you want to create age brackets, so ensure that you prepare yourself psychologically that you are going to fight with the SPSS in the next session, because in the next session we need to learn how to create variables from existing variables. So we'll be learning how to create age brackets from age, learn how to create amount from price and units sold. Remember in Excel we had functions where you just write equal to, multiply this by this. So we want to see how can we go about this in SPSS. So I'm just preparing you psychologically so that you can be aware of what is coming up. So ensure that at least these our categories are fair enough, our product categories are fair enough, and give the products and let's see uh, how that goes. In this data you can still repeat, because customers might come repetitive, so you can still repeat the customer ID. There is no harm, there is no issues of talking about duplicates here. Basically, if you're dealing with a supermarket, customer might come back, so you might also need to know how frequent is this customer coming back, and which customer is this, and what is this customer buying. You see, so those are some of the insights that are usually generated from the data that we usually give to our the data that we usually give to these supermarkets. Retail, that's how retail works. Now they get insights from the data, they help in powering decision making, inventory, stock management, and so on. When in a jioni njema, I have a lot of stories, but otherwise, thank you so much for giving me last week time to be away. So thank you for that. So I was able to travel well. I was able to attend the workshop that I was to attend in Rwanda. So we are back with new goodies. So let's keep learning and we'll keep sharing. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, there's a WhatsApp group for Beyond Data Community. I need to add you. So you just let me know. I'll add you in the WhatsApp. So thank you and have a nice evening.
Okay, you too.